Live. What's good? What's good? What is up, everyone? Holy fuck. This is an interesting new angle that we're going to give a shot because we kind of have to, because my room doesn't have any power for whatever reason. So I can't get any light. So we kind of have to do it here. What up? I don't know a good name. Yo, what up? What up? Jacob Chrisman. Happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving. Hi, babe. How you doing? Jake's doing good. What up? What up? Welcome. Welcome, everyone. Happy Thanksgiving. We're going to talk about, what we're grateful for and stuff like that. If y'all are interested. Long time no see. Yeah. Well, for some of y'all, I've been streaming a lot though. So not for me, but I got some goals I still want to hit today that I made, and they're very unrealistic now that I think about it, but I still want to hit them. It's 3,200 subscribers, 1,600 followers on TikTok, and then 1,150 on Instagram. Very unrealistic, very unachievable, but we're going to give it a shot, try to get it. Question, what are you thankful for? Well, thankful for a lot of things. I guess I'll start off with just YouTube in general. I'm thankful for my fans. I'm thankful for my supporters. I'm thankful for the people that join my streams, watch my shorts, like my shorts, comment on my shorts. Especially this past 4 months, I've really been, actively trying to actually grow my social media the most I ever have. And, there's been people that hop in all the time, and it's really, really helped. So I would have to say I'm very thankful and grateful for those people. I just want to kind of give my gratitude to those people, those OGs that come in the streams all the time, always supporting, always giving their 2 cents, you know what I mean? Challenging me, in a fun way, obviously. It's part of the fun, so I'm thankful for that. I'm grateful for that. What up? Hi. I'm thankful for God and Jesus and for my parents being there for me. Hell yeah, that's awesome. New location unlocked. Yep. Facts. Facts, dude. New location unlocked for sure, man. Um, but it's interesting, when you dedicate a specific day where you're actually. I was talking about this yesterday. I'll talk about it right now because I guess it's very important. But if you dedicate a whole day to just being grateful and what it's like to be grateful, vibes like that, I'm telling you, man, it'll make you feel pretty good, you know? If you want to feel good, just focus on what to be grateful for. You know what I mean? I must say, if this year alone, I really am grateful for the support that I've gotten in my social media run. Um, you know, I could have done this and gotten not great results. But no, there was a point where shit just started to work. And I'm grateful for those people that, really picked up that momentum when the momentum was picking up. You know what I mean? I'm very, very grateful for all that. So, grateful for my parents, my friends, family. I'm grateful for, uh, you know, where I live, the school I go to, my brain. And it's interesting, man. You practice gratitude, you start thinking about the good, you actually kind of feel good. And it's very simple, man. It's just practice. It's just looking at the good things. What was that water you're drinking? LOL, Mountain Valley water. How often are you live? I feel like every time I open my phone, you're live. LOL. Yeah, I've been going live a lot more. I especially today because I had a goal in mind of trying to hit 3,200 subscribers today. So I wanted to go live a lot, and we're probably not gonna hit it, but we're kind of close. So it's like, and another thing that kind of sucks, I'll tell you guys, is I'm gonna have to charge my phone, number one. Number two, was there an outlet there? I don't know. Okay, that's what it is. Um, both my live streams got actually like canceled, like by my phone just kind of being whack and just bugging out. When they were kind of popping a little bit. So that bothers me to a certain extent. But it's obvious my streams do better in the morning, so I need to make sure I'm, taking notes of that, obviously, because if that's where I'm going to get all my likes and subscribers, then that's where I'm going to get all my likes and subscribers, man. It's simple as that. So, um, yeah, I don't know how people feel about this angle. I think it's fine, it is what it is. But um, I think today is, besides getting a lot of work done, which we kind of have done, but we still need to get more work done, is just simply practicing fucking gratitude, practicing being thankful, practicing that vibe, okay? You know what I mean? Yeah, it is also had to do with the time zone. Yeah, I got you. But it's 8:09 right now, so this day, dude, I mean, I thought I wasn't that tired, and then I went to sleep. I was way more tired than I thought. Because when I woke up, I thought it was like morning. I was like, wait a second, it's not morning. It's like midday. It was one of those. It was one of those sleeps. So, yeah. Shit happens, man. Yeah, it also had to do with time zone. Like, the angles goof. Um, what's your secret? Good. What's my secret for what? Yeah, it might not help that is Thanksgiving as well. Yep, Thanksgiving. And my fucking power in my room's out, but it's not out in the living room, which is so confusing. I don't know how that happened. It kind of makes me feel like someone's fucking with me. Um, but like, why? Like, why is the power out in my? I mean, it doesn't matter because my room gets cold enough now. But I don't know. I don't know why that is. I guess I don't care. I just don't know why that is. It's like I'm not gonna get any more. I'm not gonna be any more productive in the living room. I'm not gonna get any more work done in the living room. Even though the living room isn't like that uncomfortable. Like my room's comfortable for sure, but it's not like the living room's uncomfortable. I'm pretty damn comfortable in here. And I've lived in places where the living room was not as comfortable. So sometimes I don't really know why I don't spend more time out here because it's a pretty good living room, especially when it's clean. I think I don't know. Like it's just really clean right now, so I don't know. I just noticed, kind of like I had a realization that like my excitement level for like just just how excited I was for things in general before was way more than now. I don't know if it's a good thing or bad thing, but I just noticed like I don't get excited for that many things besides things that I'm working on myself. But something that's like out of my control, I'm not necessarily that excited for. But I don't know. My brain's kind of, you know, a little all over the place. Because this is the time when you kind of think like, oh shit, it's Thanksgiving. I'm 22. I'm gonna be in this house for another 8 months. What what does my future really look like? It gets to that point of those thoughts. Pretty sure Loki has a parasocial relationship with you. I feel like a lot of people do, especially on YouTube, and I'm not very worried about it. I think I spelled it wrong. No, but I know what you're saying. Um, yeah, it's definitely something to think about, man. I'm just like, fuck, dude. I'm going to be 23 in, oh, I hate to say this, 10 months. Nah, I can't do that. I can't handle that. I'm sorry. I can't handle that. I need to achieve something extreme. Okay, we need to hit that goal. This is what I'm saying, dude. Like, I don't really even have time to hopefully y'all clip this. I really don't even have time to like think about, should I do it, should I not do it. I really am fucking running out of time. If you really think about it. Um I get having those thoughts. Yeah, dude, it's difficult. You're glowing up more every day. What's your secret? Oh, thank you. Just the food, the nature, the training. I last couple of videos I really talk a lot about it, but basically it's eating the animal-based diet, red meat, fruit, raw dairy, cutting out the processed food, training really hard and intensely, and functional training, lifting weights, and then also functional training, maybe MMA or sprints or something like that. And then getting nature, getting sun, putting feet in the grass, just looking at nature, just being in nature, cutting out all the bullshit process products, just all the bullshit products, all the BS. And then uh the last one was mindset, just the consistency, the ability to just be like, fuck it, no, I'm gonna do things my way and do it the way I want to do it. She didn't say growing up, she said glowing. Yeah, no, I know. Yeah, that's the glow up. That's the glow up fucking I talk about it all the time. I think if you put I've been having them too because I'm supposed to be like 16, 17 in college. Wait, be 16 or 17 in college. Yeah, it's just, I don't know, it's difficult. Cute, yep. Low key can't tell if they're trolling or not. Here's the thing. I don't really have time to like I was saying before, I don't really have time to like actually even determine whether someone's trolling or not. Like it doesn't there's zero return on investment, there's zero benefit for me, there's zero ROI, return on investment, in trying to figure out if someone is trolling or not, because it is what it is. I will answer the question the way it is and just kind of go from there. But if it's one of those things where you have to figure it out, I can't spend time on that. I don't have time. Like we were just talking about this before. I literally have no fucking time. I have no time to fucking like bullshit around, josh around, like contemplate whether I should get work done or not. Like I don't have time to even do that shit. I just have to literally get to work. And it is difficult because it's basically the transition from being a lazy piece of shit to, owning a business, running a business, and actually, making fucking money online. But that transition is not just going to be a smooth sailing. It's going to be bumpy. It's going to fucking have some turns and spikes, and not everyone makes it, and that's the reality. But I'm looking to make it, okay? And the more people we get in here, the more consistent viewers we get, the more we get people watching. Soon I'll be monetized on YouTube. Soon I'll set up my account on TikTok where I can actually start getting paid on there, because I have money in my TikTok account, but I don't have a payout system yet. Once I get that, I could get like $45. I'm not saying that's a lot of money, but it's the idea that there's money that I could get online if I just fucking work my, you know, magic and work hard and actually try to win and be successful at this shit, okay? But if I continue to be a fucking wuss, right, and lazy and fall into indulgences, that's where I lose. That's literally where I lose. So I think the most important thing is to just stick with what I'm going to do, continue to do it, not let the laziness get the best of me, and not let distractions get the best of me, okay? I mean, like, picture it this way. I have goals today that I'm probably not going to hit, but I'm going to strive hard for them because I don't have time to contemplate if I should even go for them or not. I'm just going to fucking go for them. I'm just going to fucking go for them. What's up, bro? What up, edits? Yeah, it's kind of weird, though, because it seems like a lot of people on here are having parasocial relationships, and it's just odd to me. I mean, think about it for a second. Like, you gotta understand what kind of people are watching YouTube live streams. Like, let's think about this for a second. You know what I mean? Because what I kind of come to realize after doing live streams for a little bit, doing social media for a little bit, is there's a lot of people that have social media purely to let out all of their intrusive thoughts, to let out their bullshit, let out their crazy side, let out their weird side. Like, you have to understand, in person, you would never know these people acted this way. They would walk around pretty quiet, pretty to themselves, but you have to understand that some people, when they get online and they can make that fake account, the amount of freedom that they feel to just say whatever they want. And you know, us humans, we could really go out there and really, be, you know, say a lot of shit if we want. So the truth is, these people, they get these fake accounts where they could say anything. They feel the freedom to, be whoever they want, say whatever they want. And, maybe they're not accepted socially. And so they just, this is their outlet. So I notice, I'm starting to realize for a lot of people, you won't really be able to like tell them in public. You won't really be able to see like, oh, this person, he's the type of person to comment this stuff. Like, those people that get into arguments over the internet, they're not getting into the same arguments in person with those same people. Those people don't interact with each other, okay? They're very quiet and probably looking down and probably just walk past each other. That's the reality. So, like, I think it's very important to understand how much, social media has given people the opportunity to be weird, right? And with zero consequence. Because you have to understand, when you have a profile with no identification, there's zero consequences to what you post. You can post literally whatever you want. And aside from you possibly getting your account taken off, shit getting banned, which you can just make a new one because it's a fake account anyway, there's really not much. The only time you get fucked is when you put your face in the situation, and then now it's your brand, so it's a little bit different. But this is what I'm trying to say, is that if you don't have that, you could literally say whatever you want. Because I'm thinking about me for a second. Like, what if I had an account, like an alternative account? I don't know. I don't like make those. But if I did, and I just wanted to start saying whatever the fuck I wanted and started posting whatever I wanted, I would post some fucked up shit. So if I would do it, I could only imagine what these people that are way crazier than me are doing. You know what I mean? What up, what up? People who have told me to off myself online is crazy or even freaky stuff, but they wouldn't do it IRL. Never. Never would do it. Never would do it real life. Would never do it real life. You have to understand. These people are never going to do something like that in real life if they say that. It's just very impossible. My friend told me to join your live and it's low key kind of chill. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, so don't don't let other people, if they say anything about you, get the best of you, because especially when it's an alternative account, because you gotta understand, they're just letting out their fucking bullshit. They're just letting out their problems. Like, I would only take critiques seriously if they literally have their account branded on there. Like, that's the only time it would actually make sense to be like, all right, let me give this guy a chance, or let me listen to this guy, let me hear this guy out. It's like they literally have their account branded as them, as the person that they're, you know what I mean? But if it's just like why am I gonna like take advice or listen to a person that has an account of just like user something 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 saying some bullshit? Like, what? You have zero credibility, unfortunately. And maybe you do have some, but with that profile picture, I assume that you're some 40-year-old guy, you know, named Bob, that's like on your computer. That's what I assume. Like some 500-pound dude that's 40-year-old in his basement named Bob that's fucking just on his computer. Just that's what I picture. Cause you gotta understand something, man. Like, we like to talk about like videos of like, oh man, like there's 600-pound life. There's a lot of people out there that just don't look good, and we see it. You have to understand, a lot of these people don't go out, so we actually don't see it. I mean, like, if you go to Walmart, you're gonna see some very not healthy looking people. But you gotta understand something. Like, those are the people that choose to go out and present themselves. Like, there's a lot of people that look so bad, they choose to not even go out and present themselves. So there's a lot more like weird people that just are let themselves go and we just don't know about it because they're literally hidden in their basement house or whatever. And they don't have social media because why would they don't want to. So there's a lot more than we think. That's a fact. That's a fact. And I wish someone would do a study on that because that's real. Um at Six Flags, I like when you talk about life stuff and not fitness. I mean, I like both, but personally prefer life stuff. In his basement, more like his parents. Yeah, his parents' basement, whatever. But that's my point. Is those like we have to understand more of those people are coming up, and we think it's like an anomaly because we see like a documentary and go, "Oh my gosh, look at that guy." That's only the person that's getting the documentary. You have to understand most of the people that in that lifestyle don't want to be seen, don't want to be documented. So there's a lot more people we just don't know. We're unable to know because who's gonna like it's not something that people want to share. Like the family members don't want to share how shitty their fucking family member looks, and the person itself doesn't want to post themselves. So this is what I'm saying. It's like we do get to see it because we get those shows 600 Pound Life, and there are people out there that are brave enough to really put out their full story, and credit to them. But we have to understand there's so many more people out there like that, and we just have no idea. And it just is what it is. Um, you were asleep. Yo, what's up, sleep now? Haha. What up? Nah, he didn't sleep. Sleep. I don't even know what the fuck we're talking about. People with handsome ears. What the fuck? But what I'm starting to notice, and I hate to say this is not a good general opinion, but it is what I'm noticing, is there are more weirdos in the world than we've ever had in our entire life, especially in the USA. And it is for three reasons. Okay? There's actually more reasons, but I'm gonna give you guys the top three. Bad food, social media, phones, and pharmaceutical drugs. Boom. Now we got weirdos. Now we got weirdos all over the place, and you guys think we don't have weirdos, but you have to understand something. Most weirdos don't want to show themselves. So we're only seeing the weirdos that want to show themselves. So imagine all the weirdos that are out there that don't want to document themselves. There's a lot more than we think. I wish, like I said, I wish someone would do a study on this. Bro, you're literally awake. Hi, what up? You're what drinking, bro? What's this font? I'm not fucking with this font at all. Jake, I'm back. I was I was Daniel. I told him about my baseball games. I heard spring water is good for your ear. Okay, if you really want to know about mistakes, you should ask your parents. The live low key good right now. Yeah, no, it is. What's going on though? There are less weirdos. True. Is there an app that I can download to make you disappear? You're as useful as a chocolate teapot. Uh, infant death mortality is an all-time low. Um, I think that is true. I don't know what that has to do with anything. You got that from an app. Uh, number two, education. Yeah, Biggie. Number three, ears handsome. What the fuck? What happened to your hair? Bro, everyone's dogging on the hair, bro. Let's just chill the fuck out, okay? Holy fuck. Jesus Christ, bro. I literally preach y'all shouldn't even be concerned about your hair as a dude. You should just not even give a fuck. Okay? You should just worry about the type of man you are, not what kind of fucking hair you have. Who gives a fuck? Work until your bank account looks like a phone number. I like that. That's out of nowhere, but it's good. Hair is alright, but ears looking great. Okay, I don't know. What the fuck? People either love your hair or hate your hair. True. People either love me or hate me in general. You should buzz it. Not right now, but that's soon. At some point. I won best built rider and bulls. The bulls were 12D, show me, and Weck-It Ralph? What the fuck? Wait, why did I say it like that? Weck-It Ralph. What the fuck? What the fuck? What a fucking weird thing to say. What the fuck? I'm gonna say that one more time. I won Best Bull Rider in Bulls. The Bulls were 12D, Show Me, and Weck-It Ralph. There you go. More ear visibility. What the fuck? Okay, now the stream's starting to get weird. We were just talking about how it's like not, can I curl your hair? I'll make it I'll make you into a pretty princess. What the fuck? After Monday and Tuesday, even the calendar says WGF. Yeah. Um if you think you are too small to make a difference, try sleeping with a mosquito. What the fuck? What the fuck? What are these statements? Jake as a pretty princess was on my 2025 bingo card. Okay, what the fuck? You should grow a rat tail. Fuck no. Fuck no. Fuck no. That's the worst idea I think I've ever heard in my entire life. Oh my, that's so funny though. Uh Ralph. I don't know why that's so funny. When people talk like that, I'm just like, bro, just fix that, please. Just fix your voice now. We all need to work on our voice and fixing it, me included. Just do it. What do you do? What do you call a bee that can't make up its mind? A maybe. Bro reminds me of someone. Weck-It Ralph. Wow. Okay, now it actually says wow. I hate saying that. I feel like a fucking 4-year-old when I say that. What the fuck is wrong with me? Are you an artist because you're really good at drawing me in? Oh, thanks. I'm so freaking confused. What's happening in this live anymore? I don't know. It just went there. Thanksgiving, man. I like the old streams better. Tell me what you like about them. I'll bring some shit back. It was just the summer vibe. It was because I had my shirt off. Is that what it was? I sure hope not. I sure hope it's because you liked, the newness of it. Um, this is peak entertainment. We need evil in here. Bad decisions make good stories. True, sometimes. Once there was a pickle named Fred, then someone ate him. Cereal yap. Oh, you missed the cereal yap? Yeah, we're not cereal yapping today because it's Thanksgiving, so I'm not trying to cereal yap too much. I'm not trying to food yap too much. What up, reality? What up? Jake, when will you do your next furry live stream? I've never done a furry live stream, and I think this is a joke because of what I said last time about how I'm so like against the idea of furries and I'm so opposite to their way of thinking because when I get animal urges or feeling like an animal, I, want to train hard. I want to eat meat. I want to hunt and be in nature. Like I want to do like primal like things. They want to dress up in costumes and go to conventions. So that makes no sense to me. Like I thought you wanted to be an animal. So yeah, I'm very opposite to the furry people. But I've already mentioned that's why I think they brought that up. Once a little boy built a rocket ship, he flew to Jupiter because he felt gassy. We have welly wet how well made. I don't know what the fuck that means, bro. I literally that was not English. Sorry to tell you. Turkey yap. I mean, the truth is, I actually think y'all should be eating the most turkey. In fact, you guys should go for the turkey leg. I used to go for the turkey leg, and it was awesome. Um, yeah, nice turkey with some cranberry sauce. I haven't done it in a little bit, but cranberry sauce, then stuffing, then sweet potatoes. That's what I would assume you guys are having, but I don't know. What's your opinions on like vegetarians and vegans? Uh, I think vegans definitely have a point when they talk about things like, you know, why is it okay to not kill a dog but kill a cow? Like what's the difference? Like that's valid, because there really is no difference. We're not gonna act like cows can't make connections like dogs can. It's just this like cuteness factor. It's an emotional thing. It's not a logical decision. It's an emotional decision, which is why it really doesn't make any sense. However, I am not gonna change or control what we do to animals. So if the steak is already going to be on the in the store, I know for a fact steak's the most nutrient dense food on the planet. So it's like, well, if it's already there, then I'm gonna take it. Like no one else, like I want it. No, like I don't want anyone else to get it. So the way I see it, it's like I'm not necessarily saying it's great or value. Like I see actually it's weird because I'm animal based. I'm kind of carnivore. I eat 2 pounds of red meat every single day. So people are like, "What do you mean? Like you think vegans are like you understand?" But I do. I get it. I understand the hypocrisy in humans. Humans do have this weird thing where they think they're so like morally smart and morally superior because like no, but dogs are good and like cows are better because of like emotional cuteness. Like that's bullshit. That's fucking bullshit. When you look at people in China and go, "Oh, they eat dogs, so fucked up." It's like, "But you eat steak." Like is that not fucked up? Like I'm just trying to figure out the rules here. You know what I mean? And the reality is there's no fucking rules. It's all emotional and bullshit. That's what I found out as getting older. Because as a kid, it didn't make any sense to me. And then you get older and then you realize, yeah, it really doesn't make any fucking sense. But at the same time, I see how the world works. I see the healthiest people do eat red meat and fruit. So for me, I'm just like, well, the meat's already there. I'm not stopping anyone from not crueling animal or being cruel to animals. So it is what it is. I'm gonna get the most nutrients for me. So I understand vegans, I understand vegetarians, but I just think it's unfortunate because you're not really doing much by not doing that because as you can see, many people are going carnivore and animal based. So there's no less dead animals because you've made that decision. That's the issue. In fact, there might be more because you now eat more avocados and you now eat more like grains and stuff like that. So, and, for those farms, you have to kill like rabbits, squirrels, and all these little different things. That's actually way more than one cow. You'd have to kill like like maybe 100 rabbits rather than just one cow. So you're actually hurting a lot more being vegan. That's that argument. Um, my bad. Sorry. My bad, I'm way off. What's the most common burger name? What do you mean? Just cheeseburger, burger? I don't know. Jake likes toes. I go for the turkey ass. Do you want noodles? What's better, turkey or ham? Honestly, I think they both have their strengths and weaknesses. I think alone, ham is obviously going to be better than turkey. But when it comes to things like sandwiches, things like, mixed with cranberry sauce or like eating off the bone or just like kind of eating like a primal, turkey's got it sometimes, especially when it's right. Turkey unfortunately is just usually dry. It's very difficult to actually get good turkey, but when you can get it, it's like holy fuck. I remember one time the turkey was so good. And the cool thing about my family, we actually always made the turkey better every single year. We always got better at it. That's one thing I would say was actually good is we like I don't know why, but we just had a weird self improvement with the fucking turkey. And we just always figured out how to make it better. Um, Jake likes big toe beef patty. Does he cup half full or half taken? What? I had C4 Thanksgiving. Can you please tell us your best fight story you got into? um, I feel like I would rather make like a YouTube short or a video about that because I kind of want to read through this first. Mama, what a man opens the car door for his wife. Can you be sure of one thing? Either the car is new or the wife is. What the fuck? I don't even know what to say about that. How can I improve my speed in running? Not my stamina, but my speed. Like how fast reach my top speed and how do I make my top speed higher? Bro, sprints. What? Obvious answer, sprints. Okay, need to start doing more sprints, okay? And you need to start doing more like explosive movements. So like, like with your I don't know how to show it, but like when you watch those videos and they go like one and they go like two, those football guys. So you need to go like explosive but in place. And then also explosive sprints in general. So that's what's gonna do it, is just sprints. Jake said that he'll adopt us all in one live. How can I improve my speed? Like I said, yes, I remember Jake is our mother. Yo, should dip your ear in wax and sell to, I don't know, spot the difference. Level of difficulty. The challenge starts now. Um, Found it. Level 2. How can I improve my speed? Yes, I got you. Sprints. Found it as well. Cool. Nice. Give us harder one. I'm going to try now. Bro, what is this? How many emojis were you able to spot? Paulo or Rocky? Okay, yeah, I can't do these emojis, so let's chill out with that. I'm going to have to go with Rocky, but I like Apollo. I like them both. Jake is going bad for you. Let's say it doesn't affect my mental health, and I just goon. What are the physical positive effects and negative effects? Bro's acting like I'm like this fucking expert on this shit. That's funny. Is it bad for you? I think. Oh, God, I don't really want to talk about this right now, bro. I want to rather stick to Thanksgiving. Here's what I'll tell you, man. You know it's bad for you if you feel like shit after doing it. You know, if you don't, then fine. But if you do, if you're questioning like why do I feel like shit, then maybe there's a reason for that. You know. What's that? Ali or Tyson? I've probably never fully become what I wanted to be when I grew up, but that's probably because I wanted to be a ninja princess. Okay, I don't know. You're an expert at gooning. Jake, talking about gooning on Thanksgiving Day while live is crazy. Well, fucking, unfortunately, I do read every single comment, and you know that there's pros and cons to that. The pros are people are like, damn, you know, I feel included. This guy actually read what I said. The cons are that, you know, so it is what it is. But I'll tell you, man, if you feel like shit doing something, then you probably shouldn't be doing it. If you're questioning doing it, and if you're asking people, should I be doing this? Should I not be doing this? Like, I feel like I shouldn't be doing this, then you probably shouldn't be doing this, you know? I mean, like, it's kind of like simple math, you know, but sometimes people like to justify things in their brain. You need to start reading in your head first. Um, I used to because people won't really actually, for whatever reason, I had a lot of people in my streams that wanted to get me to say a word that I would just not say, and it was very interesting. Like they literally would, you know, put it was interesting. In fact, you know what? I think they actually did get me to say it one time, but no one was there. But yeah. Haha, yeah, I remember. Yeah, see the old streams, people remember the old streams. It's like Lamar Jackson edits, right? That was a big one. What was another thing that was kind of big in the streams? Um, Lamar Jackson edits. That was huge. I remember every single person would be like, Lamar Jackson edits, like fucking do something for Lamar Jackson edit, like stand up for Lamar Jackson edit, like you know, or fucking put your hand on the camera for Lamar Jackson, like some bullshit like that. Truth is, I actually had a lot of Lamar Jackson edits come out for me. Very, very interesting. Um, this stream low key reminds me of your old streams. Really? Why is that? Let's go deeper into that. Let's break that down. Let's dissect that if you don't mind. Why is that? Like seriously, why is that? Why is this stream feel like, you know, the old streams? Let's dissect that. Um, yeah, I remember I would watch the old streams. Nice. See you, Jake. I'm out. Peace out. The stream Loki. Yeah. Yes, Jake. Can I get Lamar Jackson in it again? Yeah. Can you hold the camera for Lamar Jackson? Yeah. Hey, what up? What up? What up, Rain? I think the chat honestly like the vibes. Yeah, the chat's not fucking brain rot right now, or at least not too much. Can you add me to your live, please? Add me to your live. I don't even know the fuck that works. Someone said since 7th grade. Okay, there you go. Yeah, you know, it's getting to the point though where people kind of have been watching me for a long time where their life actually kind of has changed probably in the past now 6 months. I started live streaming about 6, 7 months ago. 6, 7. Yeah. See you later, alligator. In a wild crocodile. Probably not a good idea to add people anyway. In case they're minors, you'd get in trouble. Yeah, I don't really even know how, but I don't really do that. I don't like add people in my streams, to be honest. Uh, that's not my thing. I don't know. Unless you really, I already know you as a creator. We've already been DMing. We've already like called each other, and like, your content resonates with mine. Then maybe, but or you're my friend. But other than that, I don't really do that. People want to do it on TikTok all the time. It's like a normal thing on TikTok. It's like you can just do it right away. And I accidentally clicked it and just had some random live with some random dude. I was like, this is weird as fuck. Very, very odd. You don't need the first half. You don't read the first half. My bad. Can you look it up, please? Yo, Jake, I don't know if you remember me from the old lives, but I would go to your streams like all the time. What time is it for you? And are you gonna live tomorrow? And if you do, so what time? What time is it? For me, it's 8:44. Yes, I remember you coming into my lives all the time, brother. I do remember you. 6-7, do you watch this new Stranger Things? No, I literally only watched a little bit of Stranger Things once because I was kind of forced into it, and that was about it. And I didn't even finish it. I didn't even finish the first season. To add me to your live, nah, I'm good. My heart does a happy dance whenever I think of you. That's nice. Jake, I don't know if you remember me from, yeah, like I said, I got you, brother, and I do remember you. Haha, Jaja, yeah. There you go. There you go. Happy Thanksgiving, man. Happy Thanksgiving, guys. What the fuck are we talking about? Happy Thanksgiving. It was at around this point that my live stream got fucked. Both times. It was around 40 to 50 minutes, so I'm assuming that's going to happen again. So I hate to say that to you guys because I don't want it to abruptly get fucked. Because the stream's actually doing well, but it's just kind of going to happen. Haha, Jaja. Jake sounds tired. I'm not tired. I'm going to keep it real, guys. I've been actively trying to, especially in streams, be a little bit more relaxed, talk slower, try to say and okay less. And I noticed the only way I really can do that is if I talk slower. So, yes, maybe I look a little more tired. Maybe I don't seem as charismatic or energetic. You gotta understand something. I'm kind of coming to this realization that, you know, it actually could help the streams more sometimes when I'm more relaxed. And the issue is when I'm streaming, I'm in a mindset of like you're live, you're here, you want to do something, you want action, you want stimulation right then and there. But that's only because the viewers aren't there to kind of relax you and be like, hey, you can chill, you can just say what you need to say, and we'll be here to confirm whatever. But that's the thing, man. Is like I'm starting to figure out that I don't really because I watch over my streams, and I don't really like watching myself talk fast, and I don't like watching myself like say too much like I'm doing right now, saying okay or too much, stuttering or talking too fast to the point where I can't even get to my own thoughts. I don't like that. I don't like watching that. And I don't like when I start kind of talking about the world, it almost looks like I'm complaining, even though I'm not. I'm really not because I don't think of myself as a complainer. It's on the live, it could be perceived as complaining. That's why when people put in the thing like, "Oh, you're complain," I'm like, "What do you mean complain?" I always found that shocking because my brain was like, "What do you mean I'm not complaining?" But then I look back in the live and I'm like, "Well, with the tone I have, it kind of does look like I'm complaining." So, you know, it's very, it's a lot of reflection, and it's not easy to talk about. Like the fact that I have to get better at this. But the reality is, if I do it now, then it's going to help me much much more in the future when I'm older, and it's actually much more important for me to be well spoken. I'm trying to work on being more well spoken and being way less emotionally reactive in general, because I do that well in specific situations, but I'm starting to realize that I need to do that all the time, not just when I'm with, people in a social interaction. I need to be able to do that also during my live streams, also during meetings, also making YouTube videos and shorts. Okay, I need to be able to have that tone like consistently. Um, Bro, you gotta rewatch everything and watch all the episodes because this is the last season. Oh, gotcha. Where the fuck is Evil? I don't know. Yes, and the last episode comes out in New Year. Mom, are you tired? Evil needs to hop in for real. I haven't seen him slash her for ages. I have. I'm not used to you talking slower. Yeah, we're here to chill, Jake, and have questions, comments for each other, and have conversations. We love you, man. The homo. What did you major in? I'm still in college. I'm majoring in interdisciplinary studies, combination of business and communication. Jake, honestly, no one who matters notices. But yeah, it's something you want to do, then do it. But we're here because we want to be. Yeah, no, I got you guys. For me personally, it's one of those things where I kind of want to see how much better things get, and from there, I kind of want to just go off of it. Because another thing too is I actually don't enjoy going back and forth with someone too much on the internet or the YouTube comments in general or live stream comments, and here's why. Because it's not in person, okay? You're not able to like give your presence, you know what I mean? You really can't, I could make the absolute best points ever. And my physical presence could be there in the argument. But if they're behind a screen, I mean, it's pretty much useless. And another thing too that I really don't like, and this is what I noticed when I first started streaming, is when I don't know what the person behind the screen looks like, it's very difficult because I just don't know. So then it's like I don't know what to think. I don't know what to think about the comments. I don't know what to think about the situation. But I'm actually again trying to work on not fucking being emotionally reactive, talking fast, getting into that frame of where I just kind of go off on my tangents and start to like crash out to a certain extent. I know people kind of like that, but for me personally, I'm 22 years old and I don't really have enough money or enough business skills to be having like immature crash outs. That doesn't mean that I'm not going to be fun. Doesn't mean I'm not going to be charismatic. Doesn't mean I'm not going to have a personality. You know what I mean? It just means that I need to put in a little bit more work um, to really embrace who the fuck I am. You know. But I just know I never have ever felt better after doing a YouTube live stream and like, being too hyper or talking too fast or stuttering too much or get into an argument about some bullshit with someone that means nothing. Some of these arguments I've gotten stuck on have meant literally nothing. And I mean, I don't know why the fuck my brain has a very very bad thing where it is unable to not stop an argument no matter how stupid the argument is. Like some because the issue is if it's one of those things where I feel the need to defend it, that means that I somewhat know I'm right. If I feel the need to defend an argument, that's how you know I really give a fuck. And so when someone just doesn't like see it, like no matter how stupid the actual topic is, I just for whatever reason can't handle the idea that they're gonna go thinking I'm like uneducated on the topic. I can't handle that. I need to like them to like know internally, like no, I'm fucking right. Like it's bad, dude. It's bad. It's honestly really really bad. Uh, Earth, that's low key sketch. Wait, my bad. Jake, can you say I love you? Jake, you missed something. Can you please say I love you? Or that's low key said, I should say I love you. Can you please say I love you? For real. And he will anyway because he reads them out loud. Oh, he's a good guy. I remember. No, he doesn't remember you. I remember everyone here. Wait, do I remember? Actually, I do. Yeah. Um, Yaptown population, Jake. Yep. Shut the fuck up and say I love you, bruv, in it. Jake is pro women's rights. Bro, he's a guy, Jake. Pro women's rights. That's such an interesting, like, I don't know. There's so much to that statement. It's like, what, like, rights, I think that whole entire term got taken way out of context. You know what I mean? Like, should kids have rights? Like, we love kids. Like, we want kids to, grow and be supportive, but, you know, should they have like rights to vote? No. You know? Like, they don't. Like, should someone that is too young or too unintelligent to make a decision about voting, should they be able to vote? I think no. So, Jake's famous phrase, we all come from our women. Wait, we all came from our women. We got our name from a woman. Bro, that is 10 out of 10 rage bait. Honestly, that is good. That is top-notch rage bait. Like, let's be real. I don't know why that was funny though. That was like crafted in a smart way, and I don't know why. My bad. Okay. Let's not lose the vibes that we got going on though. But I need to charge my phone. So you don't think women should vote? Well, that's such a blanket statement, man. You can't be labeling me with these blanket statements like that, But what I've noticed so far from women in politics is that they get very emotionally unstable when it comes to politics from what I've noticed. Okay? And I'm not saying that there's not a lot of men that don't, but if you guys would probably think my voting opinions are pretty funny, but I don't even think like a lot of men should vote either or should have the right to vote. I think only men that like own something should have the right to vote, if I'm being like honest. I know that's like very old school, but the way I kind of see it is like I think the man should have the vote for the family, and that's about it. That's kind of how I see it because um if someone doesn't own anything, how do you fuck do you know how the world works? You know? Like, it doesn't really make sense for a kid to vote because they don't know how the fucking world works. It doesn't really make sense for a man that doesn't own anything to vote because they don't know how the fucking world works. Or, and then back in the day, women didn't really own anything either, so it wouldn't make sense for them to vote either because they didn't own anything. Now they do, so it gets a little confusing. But it's funny because I've gotten the argument, it's like, well, there are a small percentage of women out there that, actually, can not be emotionally reactive about politics and be emotionally stable. And I'm like, you know what? You're right. There's about 2 to 3%. And I actually prefer if those 2 to 3% just dealt with the fact that they didn't have the right to vote and just kind of dealt with the fact that they don't use their intelligence to their advantage, then let all of the women vote that don't have intelligence and would actually screw things up a lot. That's my opinion. And you could say I'm fucking crazy, you could say I'm sexy, you could say whatever the fuck you want, but that's literally my opinion. It's just that's what I think. So I'm not saying that there's not smart women out there. I'm not saying that there's women that aren't uh in the right criteria to vote. But I'm saying it's maybe like 2 to 3% of them, and I think it would just be better off if they just dealt with the fact that they couldn't, and just is what it is. But also, I don't think like men, like a lot of men should have the right to vote either, unless you own something. So that's where it's fair, you know. That's genuinely how I think it should be. And yeah, used to be like that. Jake, can evil come out of the basement? There should be tests for voting about what you're voting on. So how was your day, Jake? It was good. The term minor got removed. Diddy is gonna go wild. Used to be like that. What state are you from? I'm from Florida. Yeah. So I don't know how the fuck we got on that topic, but we just did. And that was a vibe switch. Because we had to charge the phone. You know, the light's in the way a little bit now. It's not as clear. In fact, it's not clear at all. It's not even close to clear. So yeah, we're just in a different spot now. God, I should just stop giving out my opinion. Cause people get so mad, dude. People get so pissed off. I honestly should just stop doing it in general. Like, I'm being so serious. I don't see a benefit to giving out. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding, guys. But no, I definitely notice people when I start giving out my opinions, people start being like, what the fuck? You know. Why are you Americans so obsessed with politics? I think I don't know what the comparison would be, but there's definitely been an upward trend, I think, with the younger generation. Well, it's kind of like anything else. Like, you know, people get into fucking anything. They get into gym and they get into self-improvement and making money, and now they're getting into politics. Like, that's kind of what's happening. You know. That's kind of useless. No, I feel you. I definitely fucking feel you on that. I couldn't agree more. You know, politics is definitely fucking well, it's not useless. Obviously, it's useful in the term that it's like for a specific thing, but I understand that it's useless to think about because you have zero control over it. So the idea of getting emotionally reactive over anything that happens in politics is dumb. I do agree with that. That's why I don't vote. That's why I have no emotional reactivity to whoever wins, and I have zero like complaints or like, oh, the president's this person, so it's this way and this thing. Like, there's zero effect it has on my life. I'll always have that mindset when it comes to politics. However, I do think it's somewhat, you know, important to at least know what's going on in the world. I'm not even saying that's really politics, but sometimes it is politics, okay? So, for me personally, I really wasn't a big fan of politics at all. But the reason I wasn't was because every single politician was corrupt and fake. And I hated that. I absolutely hated that. But what I've noticed recently is there's been some new political influences that have come out. They might not even be politicians that are real. And they talk about politics in a way that I really, really enjoy because they don't do it in a fake way. They do it in a call out all the bullshit way. And it really is a lot of bullshit. So it's like, and I'm not even saying, you know, you need to even enjoy a side or like, I do disagree with the people who are like, you should care. You should care about it. When you're older, you'll care. I think that's fucking bullshit. I think that's some condescending fucking bullshit. But I think it's important to know what's going on in the world. And unfortunately, politics is a big thing that also goes on in the world. You know what I mean? So I think however you figure that out is however you figure that out. And also it's going to help in business too. You got to understand that. You got to understand like knowing some things about politics, political trends, things that are going on is going to help in business. Especially now when all of these new influencers and streamers are starting to get into the political sphere and stuff, okay? So now they're a lot more involved in politics, so it's even more important. Um, Stop saying cuss words, such a bitch. Oh, respect. I'm Dutch, but never cared about politics that much. Netherlands just there. Nobody thinks Dutch people are big on politics. Yeah. I'm not Mr. Politics guy. I'll tell you, man. I was before extremely against the idea of talking about politics or being involved in politics because I always thought it led to nothing, which is very true. I completely understand that perspective. However, I have found value in listening to some political influences that really do keep it real. I'm going to keep that real as I've found value in it. And maybe it's because they just say what's going on in the world and I enjoy that. I like the way that they talk. I like the way that they talk about the world. But I mean, there's been some things that these political influencers have said that I have literally resonated to with this day. Like one of them was saying climb the ladder. Okay, and I know he was talking politically to the people. He's like politically climb the ladder. Like we'll all start rising up. Like as long as if because if I motivate, all these younger people to climb the ladder more and more in the politics race, first, and the way he was describing it, he's like, first go to your college, okay? Join the like whatever the convention your college is, start working for them, okay? Start making a video, start making a YouTube channel, talk about politics. And I'm just like, the way that he's describing this is like almost exactly kind of how he did it. And he's like climb the fucking ladder. And I'm just like, that goes for fucking anything in life, man. That goes for the gym, that goes for athletics, that goes for like business. Like he's talking about politics right now because he wants all of his people that are watching to think like him and climb the ladder in politics so that they can join Congress, so then Congress can change and then overall think differently. That's what he wants. But I'm just thinking, man, I'm like, fuck yeah, bro. Climb the fucking ladder, dude. Like, holy fuck. That's just hype. You know? It doesn't matter in the Netherlands. We got EU overlords. Having a good mood. What state are you from? Would love to visit the US sometime. I'm from South Florida. But yeah, so I would say, I definitely I don't recommend anyone to just start getting into politics. You know what I mean? I don't think that's a good, I just don't think it's a good thing to get into. Um, but also, I think it's important to understand what's going on in the world. So I think it's that combination of being able to understand what's going on in the world and really have an understanding for it and not get emotionally reactive or not take sides in politics. Because I think the most important thing about politics is that you actually don't take any sides. The second you start to take sides, that's when I think because I've noticed this with adults, okay? They start to look at these people like those people bad, these people good, these people bad, these people good. And I'm just like we can't really look at it that way because at the end of the day, no matter what side you are on, majority of people on both sides want good, peaceful things to happen to the country, right? So I think it's important to understand that it's not like these people don't want the same thing. They're just ideologies on how to get there are different and their priorities are different. But I just notice that people will literally have no sympathy for someone on the other side because of difference of opinion. And I think that is when you're in a bad political spot. When there's sides and you chose a side and then because the second you pick a side, instantly other side bad, other side enemy. Like it just happens in a primal tribal level. Your brain just wants to be part of a team. It wants to be part of a thing. It wants to be part of some sort of you know, uh group and it wants to be and we used to go to wars, we used to battle groups and stuff and tribes and all that. We want to be part of the tribe and we want and everyone else is the enemy. That's just how it is. That's why you notice the people that are the deepest on these sides hate the other people on the other side because they've been brainwashed to think that they're a literal enemy, like an enemy for difference of opinion. And that I think is the person that gets fucked in politics, you know love it. Love it. Hell yeah. Oh, Cheetahs Marfarland land? I don't know what that means. What state do you? Yep. I think there is no nuance anymore. Fuck taking sides. You're the bad guy in any scenario now. It's bullshit. Nuance is the other word I'm trying to use a lot more. Can you throw out like, or can you put in nuance in the definition of that and remind me? Because I've been trying to use that word a lot more because it's a good word. And I'm trying to work on my vocab. You guys know about that. You guys will literally see the progression of me getting smarter and smarter throughout these streams because I'm actively trying to do things to get smarter. But I actually need to start doing that shit more and more. Yeah, no, you're always going to kind of be seen as the bad guy, so I would just, not give a fuck. I'm going to keep it real. But you know what's interesting? What I've noticed is the worse you get, the less they expect from you. You know what I mean? Like, I'll tell you one thing I noticed is that, like, when I was beating around the bush, especially when it came to, like, trying to not offend people on maybe the left, because that's usually the people that are going to get offended. No offense, just is what it is. I noticed that it wouldn't actually help me seem less offensive to them. Because if there was any slip up of any talk, they would instantly go like, oh, like, so I noticed like there would be this thing where, you'd say a specific statement and they'd be like, oh, are you trying to say that women can't do this or women aren't smart or something like that? And then I'd be like, no, 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 I'm not trying to say that. They're like, no, yeah, you were. You know what I mean? That's what I noticed when you try to beat around the bush and like, like try to succumb to their, set words. But I notice when you say like, oh, are you trying to say that women are dumb or they can't do that? And I just say, yes, I do. That's exactly what I'm trying to say is that women are dumb and they can't do that. And even though maybe the statement is not great, it's not nice, and it might not even be necessarily true, the fact that you stuck on that statement, they look at you and they go they go so like shocked that you actually stuck on it that they actually don't question you. They question you and they almost want your approval. It's the most odd thing. They're not, because that now you're not seeking their approval. So then they're just like, oh, okay. Well, why do you think that way? You know what I mean? Instead of being like the guy that's a pussy and be like, no, I didn't mean it that way. They're like, yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. You know what I mean? And being like, oh, well, why do you think that way? Like, wow, I thought I was Mr. Offensive. I guess not. One thing you guys will find out, and this is just my personal experience, is that people don't get offended by things as much as you think. Okay? They really don't. We all think this because it sounds politically correct, but the reality is when you actually double down on things and you don't beat around the bush and you don't give the person the ability to be offended, that's when things change. Like when you show that you're not gonna let their, their test or whatever set you differently, that's when they stop caring. Can you go to Mexico? Oh yeah, your wars were something. Yep, I lost 20 pounds last week. Good stuff. Well, 20 pounds in 1 week? That's kind of fucking crazy. We're not gonna speak on that. Nuance, being able to consider both sides. Yeah, okay, cool. What do you think of South Park's deletion of Trump right now? I don't even know they did anything. He doesn't watch South Park, gang. Are you having a good mood? Sure. Are you proud of me? I lost 20 pounds. Am I proud of you? I think you need to be more proud of yourself. You know what I mean? Like, you shouldn't really be doing it for me. You should be doing it for yourself. I think I'm only proud of you if you're proud of yourself. There you go. Not to sound like a fucking parent there. Or I don't know. Nobody is scared of a job. All of y'all besides Mr. Six are bots, bro. Seem like it. For real, bro. Where are you from then? I'm from South Florida. Yep. Alrighty. So there you go. So don't be afraid to say what you want. Don't be afraid to offend people, because the reality is people don't get as offended as you think. I think as long as you don't personally attack anyone, I think that's kind of where the line is drawn. You know what I mean? As long as you don't go, you are this way, you do this specific thing. As long as you go, I'm not a fan of people that do this when humans do this thing. I think that's a much better approach, in my opinion. But honestly, the best approach is just not complaining about it at all and just practicing gratitude, which is actually why we're here, what this stream is about. It's about Thanksgiving, it's about gratitude, it's about talking about what you're thankful for, not what you're not thankful for. So it's good that we kind of made full circle there. Lag, my bad, y'all. Would you love to visit Cletus McFarlane? I don't know what that is. Are you a fan of Mr. Beast? Dude, so it's funny. I always said I got like a horrible vibe from Mr. Beast, and I thought my opinion was like I thought that was like my little opinion that I had. And then I watched a little like interview ever with Steve Will Do It and Logan Paul, and Steve Will Do It just going after Mr. Beast, saying, "Nah, he's super fake. Like, look at his face when he gives out all that money." And then Logan Paul's a business partner with him, so obviously he's gonna defend the fuck out of him and be like, "No, bro, you're just a hater, blah blah blah." And then it got Steve all mad and stuff, and everyone's reacting to it, and then I'm seeing the same people saying, "Yeah, bro, like Mr. Beast, low-key, that guy's sketch as fuck. Like, I get a bad feeling." And I'm like, I'm not the only fucking one, okay? No, we get a bad feeling from this guy. I get a bad feeling from this guy. Um, how old are you, bro? 14, clearly. So I'll tell you guys something. I'm not gonna hate on Mr. Beast because for me personally, the idea of hating on someone that's doing so well at what I'm trying to do is just like it makes no logical sense. I'd feel like a loser. Like I'm sitting over here with 3,000 subscribers complaining and hating on some guy that has 100 million subscribers. Like who the fuck am I? You know what I mean? It's very difficult to do that for me. But what I will tell you is I do get a sketchy vibe from him and I get a fake vibe from him, okay? I get the same vibe and feeling that I get from Bill Gates, okay? It's this rich, powerful wuss, okay? Not very like strong shark mentality, um fakeness, okay? But they still have power. So it's like it's weird. It's very odd and I don't feel good looking at it. So I'm not going to hate because look, he's the killer of YouTube. Like I would say if anybody were to, start a YouTube channel again and we were all going to race and whoever's going to get the most subscribers, truly believe he would be top percentage people, 1000%. I do think he has a skill. I do think he was born with a skill. I do think he has the ability to, you know, uh, influence people 1000%. But man, oh man, he is just sketchy and just that smile, man. I can't. And another thing that really, you know, that he says is he has this weird moral superiority complex because he was talking about like how he went to the clubs or the bars or whatever and he's just like, I like he didn't want to drink at all. He's like, "Oh, I hate alcohol. I think it's such a waste of time. I think it's so stupid. I don't understand why people go to clubs and bars and stuff." And I was just thinking in my brain, I'm just like, "Bro, like I'm not going to lie, dude. Like no offense to you, but you're not Mr. fucking charismatic. Like you probably don't have a great time at bars or clubs because you don't like get approached that much. Like yeah, you're Mr. Beast. Yeah, I'm sure you have fans, but it's not like, you're getting like this, good experience from these like, bars or clubs like someone like maybe a rapper or an athlete is getting. So, I noticed the athletes and rappers never ever say, "Oh, the bars and the clubs are such a waste of," or obviously I see athletes say it. But like I never see like those like good-looking basketball players or those like rappers ever saying the bars and the clubs are a waste of time. And I think the reason is because that like it's so funny when men try to describe like, "Oh, bars and clubs are a waste of time." Like bars are I'm like, you're trying to act like the experience for a man at the bar or club is the same for every man. That is so incorrect. For women, it actually is kind of similar, okay? Like it literally is. Like going to the bars and the club for women is actually a very similar universal experience for them. For men, it's completely not like that even to the littlest of an extent, okay? You could be in the best position, you could be in a okay position, and you can be in an extremely good position when going to the bar. So I'm going to break it down for you. You have the man that goes to the bar after work to get a beer and, doesn't really know anyone, just wants to watch the game. Okay? How is his experience going to be? It's going to be pretty mediocre, pretty average, just going to the bar, watching the game with a beer, whatever, maybe next to that big club over there. Okay, that big club over there next to it, it's literally has some guy, right, that just won a big ass fucking UFC fight. And now he's got all these models and all of his friends and all these bottles and all this money, and he is partying his ass off in that bar, okay? Now, I have a question. Are you going to say bars and clubs are a waste of time? Or are you going to say become fucking awesome and celebrate shit, and then your bar experience and club experience will be awesome instead of trying to have mediocre bar experiences? That's my fucking point. So that whole thing about, you know, like, oh, bars and clubs are stupid for men. It's like, it depends who the fuck you are. It depends what position you're in, okay? And it depends how good you are there, okay? So that's what I got to say. So back to the thing about Mr. Beast is he has this weird ego where he thinks he's so much better than the bars and the clubs. And I'm just like, bro, you're just not that guy in the clubs. That's why. I'm telling you right now, if you were like, some fucking, like, I'm just telling you, I'm being serious. Like, there is no way. And the issue now is Mr. Beast is literally, I saw him. He talks about how during dates, he was afraid that the person would use him for money. So he would like interview them during dates. What a fucking weirdo. What a fucking weirdo. And you don't think that your wife is using you for fucking money, you fucking freak? You fucking weirdo? Sorry. Maybe I do think he's weird. I gotta respect that he's, made a lot of money and is successful on YouTube, but I don't, what the fuck kind of man interviews their fucking wife? You're like, no, but I'm worried I'm gonna get used for your money. It's like, bro, so you basically never have experienced a woman liking you for you? That fucking sucks dick, dude. No wonder your life's all fucked up. Holy fuck. No wonder you don't like bars or clubs, because every woman there that has ever approached you has only been because of your fucking money. No wonder you don't like that shit. Maybe if a woman approached you because of your fucking physique, you'd have a completely different opinion about bars and clubs and wouldn't think that you're so morally better for not doing it. These people think they think they're so much better, and it's fucking bullshit. All right. Man, Thanksgiving. Y'all have a great rest of your day. Don't quit. Win, 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 win. Peace.